All right, we're in the right place, and we have a lot to do tonight. Anytime that I have more than one color to do, you know it's going to it's going to be fun. It's going to take a little bit of time, and I hope we can get most of it done. I'll work as fast as I can, but you never know. May have to finish it off camera. But let's get started. This cabinet, excuse me, I think the best I can describe it is a vintage console cabinet. And I have all the prep work done, and I also have 1 to 2 coats in most places of gray bonding boss. I focused mostly on high traffic areas like the smooth surfaces for 2 coats. I didn't really do 2 coats in here. It's got a nice wood grain on it. Probably not necessarily wood, but anyways, I think we'll be fine. And I've got some colors. I've been looking at some inspirational pieces, and I think my goal is to keep it bright, fun, eye-catching. And we're going to go from dark to light, and it should get brighter and bolder as we go up. I may not be able to do all the finishing touches tonight, but I definitely want to be able to progress quite a bit on this project, and maybe feature, I don't know if I'm going to feature any new techniques. Maybe the technique I'm going to feature tonight is work quickly and work with lots of color. We are a little bit limited on paint drying, so I don't have my heat gun out, so we'll have to work around that. But I'm not too concerned about paint not drying and mixing into other coats, because I almost wanted to describe this as a boho finish, which I have done quite a few of, but it's been a while. Boho, I usually do a little bit of faux distressing and things like that. I'm not sure I'm going to put that onto this piece. I'm not really sure that that's a going trend right now, but when I first started chalk painting, boho was kind of popular, so we'll see how it goes. Got a few brushes, and I think one of the things I'm going to do is use my butcher pan to allow me to put multiple colors on here. It might be able to allow me to mix and also work a little quicker, so I do have that available. Like I said, I usually list my colors across the bottom of my live, but just so everybody can kind of get a sense of it, because I'll move quickly. I've got Amethyst and Muscadine Wine as going to be my 2 darker colors. Then we'll move to Peacock and Pure Ocean as the transition color. And then as we get lighter, I'll be working into Gulf and Limeade. And I have Lucky Lavender. We'll see how that plays into things. And then I'm going to finish off more into the Daisy Limeade. So again, darker to lighter. We're going to work quickly, layer. I'm not really focused so much on drippy or super wet. I'm just worried more about stacking colors vertically as we go. So I'm just going to put these colors down on the butcher pan. I may not have enough of it. And this may slow me down too much, so we'll keep an eye on it. I'm going to go ahead and grab my mini, and we will get going. I did, if you've ever tried it before, I went to my page last night and searched for boho on Bowtie Treasure's Facebook page, and it'll bring up some old lives I've done. I'm going to sit on the floor here. Some lives I did back in the day. I want to say like 2019, when I started being a content creator for Dixie Belle. I would be live on their page. That was back when we used to get thousands of views, and one of my videos I had like 250 comments. Gone are those days of 250 comments. Oh my goodness. But anyways, I've progressed a long ways since then, and but it was fun to see some older techniques. Now keep in mind, one of the things about chalk paint is usually your first coat's not a great coat. So I'm going to be combating that a little bit, meaning I've got to find out if I'm going to have to do this twice. That's one nice thing about doing Bonding Boss Gray, is that it can almost act as a base color, that even if it shows through a little bit, it's not the end of the world. I almost feel like I'm painting like a festival fun piece, but I don't want it to be too fun. I just want it to be bright. One of the things I'm going to be striving for, I'm going to try and be careful not to use my misting bottle too much, because the more misting bottle I use, the thinner my colors are going to be, and I don't want it to be that thin. But what I'm trying to do is create almost more of a focused approach, that as you get to the middle, so darker on the light, and we're just going to kind of rainbow, upside down rainbow, if you will. I wish I had a better way of describing that. You'll see as I go. So I do want decent coverage with this. I don't want to have to do too much second coat on this if I can avoid it. All right, so far so good. Now I'll try and describe to you how I prep the piece as I go. Sometimes when I'm painting these pieces, you're going to get paint through the cracks, and I'd like to have a little bit more of a finished look. So oftentimes on these cabinets, I will tape off inside the cabinet so I have more refined finished look. Let me show you what I'm talking about with the tape. So you can see I've taped here and down below and even on the inside, just because I know that as I'm painting, I'm going to get brush strokes into the cabinet. And if someone opens all these cabinets, I don't want them seeing a bunch of messy paint strokes. So I do, on this one, I am painting, I'm putting the tape down just so when they open the cabinet, and there's 4 doors, so there's a lot of cabinet. I don't want them to see a mess. So that's kind of why the tape. Do I always do it? No, but in this case, I think it'd be a great idea. So we'll put Amethyst to the side. It's a color that doesn't get used a lot because it's very bright. Next color is another mid-level darker color. This is Peacock. So there it is. There's Peacock. That's our next color. I am going to mist my brush. I don't want my brush to soak up all the moisture of that paint. Now, same idea. We're going to go high and overlap colors. If you don't want any color blending or to happen, you're going to have to make sure the color underneath is dry. I'm not at that. I really don't have that liberty tonight. So, and then the other thing that you might want to try or decide on, if you're going to have any drip, I'm going to encourage a little bit of movement, not a lot. I'm not trying to create too much of a drippy approach. But those two colors are great together. Definitely giving somewhat of a Mardi Gras vibe, right? Now, once all these colors are dry, that's really where I'm going to start making my decisions as far as, did I even pick the right color? In my mind, I hope I did, but until you start putting it down, you just don't know. So that's why it might be very possible that most of my focus here is just getting a first layer down, and I'll have to cover it all again. But I won't have to put as much effort in the second coat. I'm using the cabinet, like the locations on the cabinet, as almost like a, where do I stop? So in this one I did halfway down, halfway up, and that'll be my stopping point as I move around. Now I have Pure Ocean in the Gulf. I think I'm going to save the Gulf for more of a highlight color and get me closer. What you're trying to do is eventually you're getting closer. You're taking a step in value, not only a step in color, but a step in value. So this will get me closer to where we're going. You can see how the values are getting lighter. And repeat. Using my extra set of hands, my mouth, just to soften that up. Just so I don't want a dry brush look, but I don't want to super blend it either. But that allows the paint to move. How tall you make this before the next color is really up to you. So You can go thinner as you move up if you want. In this case, I'm liking the pace and how that's working. This is a fun way to use up some colors you don't have a lot of left. Not that's why I did it, but all right. It's great. I think we just finished another color. Don't overthink it like I was just doing right there. Now we need to move on to our next color. So we're getting to the top of our project. Some of the things I have to start thinking about is what will the top color be? And it's very possible at this point it might be Daisy, which really isn't a problem. So you can see how the colors are getting closer in value. Still bright, still vivid. I'll probably just take us. That's probably enough. It doesn't mean I won't come back with a higher, lighter color, but sometimes you have to step out and be a little bold with your colors because not everybody wants boring or simple. They want to pop. So give yourself permission to do some bold stuff once in a while. Maybe something that you don't, there's not much risk. You didn't spend a lot of money on it. Definitely don't want to ruin anything with it. Some people would tell you probably ruin furniture with this colors, but this one not so much. Probably built in the 90s or 80s, I don't know. Paint's drying just fast enough so it's not mixing too much, or I'd have some, and I'm not putting too much paint down. I haven't really talked about that, but I'm barely putting paint down because if you put too much down, it's just going to be you're going to get soup, and you would definitely need to want dry time between colors, and I'm not really doing that right now. So I've already started doing some of that highlighting I talked about. So you can always come back with your brush and drag the previous color down, but I think that's working well. We have another color. I tell you what, let's do. I'm not going to bore you with the painting of the top, all one solid color. So let's focus on Daisy down. So I did paint this all the way up, but I want to bring some of the Daisy down a little bit and see what that does for us. And I'm going to switch to a flat small because I'm working in such a confined space, and I also have an 8 ounce. So I just want to see, but let's put some of this down here. But we're not going to put a lot, just a little bit, because I want this color to continue the transition from light to dark. And you'd be surprised what the value of yellow is. It's very light, very hard to discern when you're checking out a color chart just because it's so bright. I'm probably going to need 2 coats of this color, which is fine. Yeah, see, and again, I'm pulling some of that yellow down over to the green. I didn't really do that down below. I could have done more of that. I might come back and do that later on. I hope you like it. Let me know in the comments, and I'm looking forward to get this done. It'll probably take me a few days, but we're gonna have probably one of my boldest, brightest pieces I've done in a while, and I'm excited to do that with you here tonight. That was a workout. Yeah, if you ever need to burn some calories, work for 50 minutes on the floor, right? That'll do it. All right, friends, thanks so much for staying with me, and I hope you're excited as I am to see this finished result. I'm Aaron here in the Bowtie Treasure studio. Until next time, be awesome, do something creative, and we'll see you later. Take care.